Hello everyone and welcome back to my Beyond the Gates 24 official YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Kat returns home and apologizes to her mama for not being at the form. Nicole thanks her for the letter she transferred and says her words were so meaningful. Kat asks why her mama has headed over for regale with the grands. Nicole prodigies if she's trying to get relief of her grounded on the table set for two, she observed in the other room. With that, the two share a kiss on the impertinence and Nicole exits. Tomas arrives with a bottle of wine and greets Kat. They take a seat and enjoy. Kat asks what it's like working for Bill and Tomas gives an answer including the good and bad sides of her uncle. Tomas notes she hates Bill, but he says he did lately give his blessing to date his bastard. Tomas and Kat finish regale and he respects her on the cuisine. She admits she didn't cook anything, and they get all silly and kittenish. They move to the lounge and enjoy a first kiss. He makes a reference to her bedroom, but Kat says not tonight. That being said, his chances of date number 2 are veritably good. Kat works overtime to indicate she's a ABCdarian and after Tomas is hit over the head multiple times, he catches on. Ashley returns Derek to his sanitarium bed and the two get all kittenish and kiss. Andre arrives and says he ran into a journalist from the Washington Record who wants to do a story on Derek, and he's going to do the prince. With that, he takes out his camera and begins to shoot a veritably uncomfortable firefighter. With that, Andre looks back at Ashley and makes his exit. A woman, Lucille, arrives to see Derek so she can thank him for saving her baby's life. She opens her bag and unlovable Nimble emerges. Lucille says it takes a special kind of person to risk his life for a pet when the roof was seconds down from collapsing. Derek gets kindly of an odd look on his face saying not to mention it as he was just doing his job. After Lucille leaves, Ashley asks him to explain his conduct. Ashley asks why Derek would have risked his life as it's not like him to be reckless. He says if he needs a shrink he'll call Dr. Nicole. He was only doing his job. Just also, Ashley gets a call to deal with another case. With that, she kisses him and exits. Andre reviews his filmland and laughters at those concentrated on Derek. He has an important different response to those of Ashley and has a quick flashback. Nicole arrives and asks what's got Andre's attention. She asks to see the camera and he shows her the shots from the award form. She asks for dupe of several prints and asks he coordinate with Eva. Andre says Eva is a promising youthful woman. Nicole notices his words and asks her whoreson not to beget any other broken hearts. Ashley arrives and asks Andre if she can get a look at the homage videotape he shot. He pulls out his phone and she says she can spare an alternate. The Dupree dame and primogenitor enjoy a little dark liquor when Dani arrives on the scene. Dani says she can't stay for regale because she has business when Nicole arrives and wonder what might be taking her family down from a family mess. Dani says her business is hers alone and doesn't want to enchant it. Nicole presses and Dani says she's trying to seal the deal for a hot new developer to work with Chelsea. With that, Dani exits. Nicole worries about Dani's quick exit especially since she was caught by Naomi stalking Bill and Hayley on social media. Anita gets it and Vernon thinks she might still be carrying an arsonist. That being said, what could Dani conceivably do with Bill and Hayley thousands of long hauls down? Just also, Rowena indicates regale is ready but Nicole has been called to the sanitarium, leaving her parents alone to enjoy their evening. Dani arrives with a gift and finds the door locked. She's stopped by George, the security guard who was doing his rounds. George gets awkward about recent events and Dani admits he must have heard about her pulling a gun at the marriage. She promises there's nothing to worry about and says her gift doesn't contain a gun but is a lemon. George freaks out before Dani explodes in horselaugh and says she's joking. Dani promises him everything is good and all she wants is a fresh launch. She promises her gift is commodity they will no way forget. She asks if he can give her the law to get outside so her gift is the first thing the happy couple encounters upon their return. George notes he could lose his job, but Dani promises she'd no way do anything to hurt him as he's virtually a member of the family. George reluctantly agrees, gives her the law and makes his exit. Dani enters the house and incontinently notices the camera over. She enters the word in the internal keypad and takes her gift into the other room. The couple have returned from their honeymoon beforehand. Bill apologizes to his bridegroom and says the limo lift from Manhattan was the quickest way home. Hayley says she understands as they're one step closer to making their new house a home. She says they can continue their honeymoon every single day moving forward. With that, they get busy moving forward with the limo interpretation of the Afar High Club. George arrives and says he noticed the latch on the aft gate was out. They offer him a bit of Kate. But he's watching his figure. Anita and Vernon note their daughters were called down from their daily regale, but George notes he just saw. Tomas eventually gets the hint and says out loud Kat is a abecedarian. He pushes forward to figure out why she has made this particular choice. Kat says she has high norms and is feeling no urgency. Tomas says he's had an amazing night with the awful woman. Ashley returns to Derek's room and says she's in love with Andre. Just also, Andre walks by and puts his arms around her. As they kiss, Derek sits up in his bed having easily endured agony. Ashley tells Andre how inconceivable his videotape for Nicole was. Andre tells her that she's inconceivable and leans in to kiss her before she pushes him down. Vernon and Anita ask George if he has commodity to tell them about their children. George avoids the content and makes his exit. Dani continues guzzling her bottle of wine whilst stomping around her ex-husband's new house with that. She bangs the bottle down on a picture of the happy couple. Bill and Hayley get dressed after their limo rollick as they get near to returning home. Dani is thrilled she broke the picture of Bill and Hayley. She continues guzzling as she slides down onto their lounge. She drops the bottle and decides it's time for a little disco nap. Away, Doug had a shady discussion with a summer house proprietor named Joey who was obsessed with the Lincoln lawyer. After hearing Doug's backstory, the man offered to clear his gambling debt, on one condition Doug had to come his friend. The offer turned more minatory when the man latterly told an associate, "I want Doug McBride in my debt." Dani showed up late to her own family meeting at the Dupree Manor. Before starting, she asked for Nicole's to show up because she couldn't do this doubly, but the family prompted her go on without her family. Dani declared, "My marriage is dead, and I'm eventually ready to bury it." Still, the family misdoubted whether she was truly over Bill and Hayley. Dani claimed she was moving on, and she talked about reclaiming her happiness and strength. Vernon cheered, "Our girl has seen the light." Can I get an amen? The mood lightened, and the Duprees indeed celebrated with an improvisational cotillion. The joy was short-lived. Jacob showed with shocking news he was placing Dani under arrest for tried murder. Bill smugly celebrated his apparent palm at the bar as the family reeled, attesting that he was behind Dani's legal troubles. Meanwhile, at the sanitarium, Nicole and Ted were delayed because of a woman hanging to jump from the roof. Nicole rushed up to intermediate, only to realize that the worried woman was Leslie.